So now you have a good basis on what like role-playing actually is, at least online forum-based writing role-playing. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that goes on, like you can have your characters write letters to other characters, and keep in mind this is usually Hogwarts based, at least the ones that I do, so there's no computers or anything, so there's no IM, no email, no anything like that, no cell phones, whatever. But there is usually this thing called the in-character chat box. Now every site has a chat box. It's usually like on the side or at the top or bottom somewhere where players have a chance to talk to each other about, just their days or different characters, whatever they want. And it's really cool because, you just talk to people and get to know them, and it's like, hey, how you doing? But usually it's whatever because it's like a group chat type thing. But the in-character chat box has been used for a lot of different things. What I think is weird is when a lot of sites, Harry Potter sites, use the in-character chat box as a method of like group chatting, even though you can't group chat at Hogwarts because electronics don't work. But whatever. This one site I was on, we actually ended up turning the in-character chat box into sort of like this little room that you had to get to. It was like at the top of the castle or something, and it was sort of like an all-character lounge. And because you don't have to thread, a lot of things move faster. Eventually that ended up screwing up a lot of people's plots, but again, that's neither here nor over there. But it's really cool. It's where you can interact with other characters, and when it's used properly, it gives you a good basis to figure out what your character is like, how they act around other characters, and what sort of friendships they have with these other characters. There's a thread, or there's a forum where you can start a thread for plotting for your characters, which means you describe your character a little bit, someone can go and read your character's application. This gives like a brief short description, and then other people come on and they're like, oh, my character would be like best friends with yours, so let's have them be best friends, and then they're best friends or whatever. But sometimes that doesn't work too well because it's just you think one thing, they think something else, and all of a sudden you're RPing and your characters really aren't getting along like they should be. The in-character chat box then becomes really, really beneficial because you can actually have like small conversations and interactions with other characters to see how your character would actually act with their character. The good thing about the in-character chat box is those things. The bad thing is that sometimes fights break out and things don't really go as planned, and then some people want to use them in their plotting and some people don't want to use it because it's like, well, this stuff never actually happened yet and it's going on really, really fast, and it just screws up all these other plots that I've had planned. So, usually administrators take care of that whole deal and whatever. Again, that's really cool. It's the in-character chat box. Talked about plotting a little bit. Romances. There's a lot of fun stuff about romances. All of the RPing that I do is on Envision free forums, and apparently according to like Envision free bylaws or whatever, you have to be at least 18 to do like smut writing. And let's just say smut writing is like really super sexual. Some sites follow that. Charming is one of them. Actually, none of the other sites I've ever been on in the 8 years that I've been role-playing have ever done that. You can do a lot of that if you want. Usually you have to mark your thread title with an R or an M so that people know that it's rated R, or it's mature, or there's like mature content in it, so that if you don't want to read it, you don't have to. A lot of people stalk other people's threads. Like they'll just hop on the site and they'll be like, let's see which threads have been like updated today, and they'll just click on it and read the threads. Personally, not one of them. I'm a Slytherin. I tend to do my own thing. Don't care about anyone else. Romances are a very interesting thing because a lot of people don't like to have set in stone plots. Like, they don't like having finals, someone who their character is definitely going to end up with. Me, on the other hand, I like it. But again, I like, having an end result. It's more of the journey that gets you there. That's what I really like playing out, as long as I have something solid to work towards. Otherwise, I kind of feel sort of wishy-washy, flippy-floppy, sort of in purgatory, not really going anywhere type deal. Again, that's just me. Everyone's got their own thing, and that's one of the great things about being on a site. You can choose to do whatever you want. You can plot with people who are like-minded, or you can step out of your comfort zone and you can plot with people who are, completely different of thought, and sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't. And that's another big thing that I have to say about role-playing. You have to be really conscious of the people that you role-play with. Yeah, it's a great and fun community and everything like that, but people are people, and fights are going to break out, and arguments, and you're not going to like everyone. There are going to be selfish people, and there are going to be people who try and control your characters and all of this stuff. The best advice I can give anyone is to just let it go, just chill out, vent to people on AIM about it, because everyone tends to give each other their AIM addresses that we can all just chat off the site about stuff we don't want other people to see. So you can like vent to them on AIM, but just try and keep it off the site, because if it's on the site, people will bash you. Like, you will get smashed by an administrator or a moderator on the site, because one of the big site rules any site I've ever been on is respect. You need to respect other people, and you need to respect other people's characters. Just take all that shit offline. But another thing to do is also respect other people's characters. Just because their character isn't how you expected that character to be doesn't mean that you have the right to hate that character, take it out on that character, or take it out on the player. It's like having a child. I mean, I don't have any children, but you would think having a child, you don't want to set too many expectations for them. I mean, you want your kids to do well and all that stuff, but you can't give them like the super high bar. You can't, like, when they're 5, be like, you're gonna be a doctor or anything like that, because then what happens if they want to grow up and be an artist? You're gonna be disappointed. Same type of deal. You can't set expectations for anyone else's character, because you're not in control of that character. Someone else is, and you don't know what they're gonna do with that character. So whatever, just respect what they do, and don't be like overly like because then fights break out, and that's never a fun time. So I'm gonna hope that you guys have a pretty good idea of role playing now after this little, like, however long this video ends up being, because whatever. But anyway, yeah, so hope you guys have a good idea of what role playing is. And when people now, you know, if someone comes up to you and is like, hey, do you know what RPing is? Totally know, and don't judge them for it, because we're all nerds in our own little way.